Politics with Laura here. Look, ever since that massive leak, that trope leak from, dare I say, the Pentagon. Now, all this stuff was leaked on social media. Now, I have to say that they are trying to downgrade and minimize the significance of this to where the plans for the ukulele country and what they're going to do for the summer and what type of attacks that they're going to do for the Russian waters. Excuse me. And now they're downplaying it, saying that not much was compromised. Really? You're going to say not much has been compromised? Look, all of this, I've been saying this time and time again. I've been saying it when I've been saying it all about Joe Biden. All of this is his fault. Every single bit of it is his fault. And I don't see much responsibility on his side. I mean, nothing's being taken. But then again, that right there is the American way. The American way is you start trouble and you run. Oh, my goodness. But I digress. But all of this lies at Joe Biden's feet. None of this would have occurred if he would have minded his own business. Not only minded his own business, but if he would have just simply understood that Obama looked at it and thought, no, we can't get rid of Putin that way. Nope, we can't. Let me see. Donald Trump. He took a look at it and realized, nope. No. The way he looked at it, nope, that's not going to work. But I'm just floored. I'm just floored how dare I say cavalier he is doing. He's destroying the ukulele country. He is dismantling it, in my opinion, by trying to go into the Russian waters country. There was a treaty that anyone knows anything about American history. One thing you would know is that whenever the United States signs a treaty, just understand it doesn't mean anything. It's just ink on paper. That's all that it is. And it's unfortunate, but it is true. Very true. Now, I'm not okay, yeah, I am complaining. Because I looked into other newspapers around the world, and now the Republic of Georgia is going to have is going to be fixing and making trains. Now, keep in mind, the Republic of Georgia is a part of NATO. All of Russian waters is surrounded by NATO countries, where all those countries, the Baltic country, Donbass, all those areas, Georgia, all of those were supposed to be buffer countries because before the 1980s, Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan signed that Warsaw Pact agreement. Signed an agreement that the United States and NATO were going to stay over there and these buffer countries, and then Russia or the USSR would have its communism there. So there would be that space. But no, not NATO. Not NATO. NATO's like, okay, I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to own all of Europe from Spain. No, from England all the way over to the stretches of the USSR. That's exactly what happened. And now they're going to take over. Now, I believe, and if you really want to look this up, you can. Ever since Putin kicked out the central banks, that is when the issue happened. Only one other country kicked out the central banks, the Rothschilds, those dirtbags, and the IMF. Kicked them out was Iceland. Iceland threw one of the Rothschild mutant clan into jail, told them to get out. They weren't paying them back. Just stay at it. Iceland. I got to give it to Iceland. Iceland rocks, kick butt. The other countries that do not have a central bank is Iran, China, and now Russia, and plus Iceland. These four countries do not have a central bank. They are not governed by the bankers. And the people that rule the world are the bankers. No one wants to talk about it. But hey, it is what it is. Now, there's all this propaganda to where they're saying, and the United States are saying, oh, the ukulele country is eliminating 4 times the amount of the Russian water soldiers and the ukulele soldiers. Well, with this leak that comes to find out, that's not true. That is not true. The ukulele country has suffered many losses. The amount of losses that they have suffered far outweighs of what's being lost in a Russian waters country. Zelensky could have stopped all of this, but no, he wants to be a part of NATO so badly that he's willing to sacrifice his people. Now, Prime Minister Marin, Sanna Marin, the Prime Minister of Finland, got NATO status, and she got it like that. Very little corruption in Finland, but when you get to the Ukraine, there's more corruption in the Ukraine than it is. I don't want to say. No, I'm not going to say that, but there's a lot of corruption. So, I'm going to keep this stream cut short. Now, oh my, it's going to get bad. I'm sorry. I digress. I'm just saying how all of this is spilling into Africa. Now, Joe Biden is sending and ukulele country, you all got duped because they're sending you all of their old weaponry back from the Soviet Union eras to where they're trying to get rid of all of that so that they can clean out their arsenal, get rid of the old stuff, and allow more stuff to come in. So when they go into Africa, they can push China out because now Africa is going to be the place to where they're going to fight over because Africa has all of the resources around the world, which Africans, you may not want to give up your land like that. You're running after shiny, shiny, shiny when all the shiny is in the continent that you're from. Don't run and let it go because you're sadly mistaken. Everything outside of the continent is broke and they are, oh man. Africa is a completely different subject. Let me just stick with the ukulele country. So this leak exposes a whole lot. They didn't even get into the true details of the trove that was put on the social media for several days. Y'all are screwed. Horribly screwed. But I'll leave it right there on that note. On that note, what do you think?